in my lifetime, I've never seen prosecutors work so hard to throw a case.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, it was James Comey's daughter, right? James Comey's daughter.
Yeah. James Comey's daughter was with the Maxwell trial and also with the Diddy trial. And then you have Damian Williams, who's really, really dirty. I think we see the same thing with Diddy. Is that Diddy, you cannot be a blackmailer if there's a lot of media on you. And when Diddy was indicted, there was 5 cases that were pending against him. And Damian Williams is the U.S. attorney for the Southern District that covered up the Maxwell trial. Yep. And he also oversaw the Diddy grand jury. So you see, and William Barr covered up the Franklin scandal when he was Bush 1's attorney general, and he covered up the Franklin scandal when he was Trump's initial attorney general. So you see these guys getting recycled that are really, really dirty. And that's, and I don't know if they're compromised. I don't know if they'll sell their grandmother for power. I don't know if they're threatened, but they keep getting recycled.
So do you think
we saw that with Damian Williams?
So does this remind anybody of Gary Webb shooting himself twice in the head?
So what that was,
that's not a message to everyone.
Yeah. So
we're going to say it's suicide and screw you if you think it's not.
Exactly right. So just like the lie isn't for us, the lie that there's no Epstein scandal, there's no list, he wasn't working for intelligence and he wasn't blackmailing people. That lie, as Sagar and Jetty said, wasn't for us. That's for the rest of the people to go, hey, the government is going to go all out and cover up for you. Don't worry about it, right? And so do you think, let me ask you this, Nick, do you think the Diddy prosecution came about because there were so many, like you said, there was already 5 cases of people suing him, and they were afraid that this would come out, so they had to preempt all that and come in and kind of wash him clean, which is what that trial actually did. It kind of, no, we've looked into it. There's nothing to see here. We got him on 2 small counts, and so what do you make of that, Nick?
Those first 5 lawsuits, 2 of the litigants were minors when they were molested by Diddy, and one was trafficked from Detroit to New York City, and that didn't make it into his indictments. And Little Rod, the producer, he was the guy that filed the 5th lawsuit before the grand jury. Little Rod said that Diddy was constantly trafficking underage kids and that it really bothered him. And he went to Diddy and he said, this really bothers me. And Diddy gave Diddy come back like, if you want to live, keep your mouth shut. And Little Rod was also talking about the hidden cameras, which have been corroborated by Homeland Security agents. So he had hidden cameras too. And Diddy's a very dirty guy. He founded Bad Boy Records with Clive Davis. I don't know if you know who Clive Davis is.
Yes.
MK Handler.
Yes, of course we know. Yeah.
So Clive Davis, I mean, he's been busted defrauding the IRS 3 times. He's been busted with fake false tax returns. He's been busted in the biggest payola scandal of all time. And payola is when record companies give money to radio stations to play records. And then the crescendo for his criminality that we know about is there was a Genovese soldier named Pasquale Falcone who got busted smuggling a large amount of heroin into the United States. And the feds burrowed into Falcone and they came across a bunch of shell companies that Davis was funneling money out of ABC Records, and he was putting them in these shell companies that him and Falcone were in charge of, and nothing happened to Clive Davis. Clive Davis did not spend 1 day in jail. And I've talked to people that are in and out of the criminal justice system, and they've all said that there's no way that Clive Davis is not working for the government. And I believe that's what happened with Diddy too, is Clive Davis took him by the hand and they walked down the yellow brick road. Somebody had to teach Diddy all this stuff that he's been doing. And I believe it was Clive Davis. And as I said.
And so Diddy was getting these private lawsuits filed against him, 2 people who were minors when he molested them. And so the government, what do you think about my theory that the government was like, hey, we got to get in and we got to whitewash this? And that's exactly what they did. right?
In my lifetime, I've never seen prosecutors work so hard to throw a case.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, it was
it's
James
remarkable.
Comey's daughter, right? James Comey's daughter.
Yeah, James Comey's daughter was with the Maxwell trial and also with the Diddy trial, and then you have Damian Williams, who's really, really dirty. And the thing about Damian Williams is he is in Epstein's house manager circled people that he felt were incriminated in Epstein's pedophilic enterprises. And Peter Soros, the nephew of George Soros, is circled. And he is, and is this a weird coincidence or is this something more ominous? He was on a board that gave Damian Williams $90,000 to go to Yale Law School.
Oh, of course.
And I've followed Damian Williams. He got really dirty in the Clinton machine.
Yes.
And that's the thing about this. And this is what people don't understand is once you are compromised or you're willing to make a Faustian pact, it's going to help your career. And when I was initially researching the Franklin scandal, I got to one of the blackmail photographers. And I was trying to get my mind around the whole thing because it's such a paradigm shift. You're entering a parallel universe with this stuff where everything is inverted. And I asked him, how does this work? And he goes, once you're compromised, it's like you're on a yacht and it's a beautiful yacht and it's a beautiful day and you can have anything you want on the yacht. But if you decide to get off the yacht, the people on the yacht are going to make sure that you drown. That's how this works.
That's great.
There's zero incentive for people to come forward.
Okay.
Well, they're building them now out of the gate. You know, if they send him to Yale and you ever see The Departed where the gangster, he grooms the kid from childhood to be an infiltrator into the police department. That basic storyline happens a lot. And you see it all the time. I don't believe any of these new, young, hot politicians that are socialists. You can't see that they're cast and someone sent some billionaires or whoever sent them to school to do their bidding, just like in that movie.
Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Toronto, Red Bank, New Jersey, Northampton, Massachusetts, Concord, New Hampshire, Oxnard, California, Rutherford, New Jersey, New York, Edmonton, Calgary, and Vancouver. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.